Yes, good evening, people. My name is JR and I am the FR Gooner. I'm joined here by fellow Gooners. How are you guys today? Everyone well? Everyone blessed?
Yeah, it's not
Very well,
Monday
thank you, bro.
11. It's not Monday 11 p.m., man. So it's
Yeah,
Wednesday, so I feel a little bit better.
I know. Are we over
Time's
the
The time
moving
to
drama?
now.
sink in a bit.
Yeah, no, definitely,
Are we
definitely.
over? Are we over it now, man? It's just beginning, bro. It's just beginning.
I tell
Bruh,
you,
this is going to be a therapy session right now.
most definitely, it's
Trust
always a
me.
Absolutely.
therapy session,
Facts.
man. One
Facts.
thing I would say that Amazon documentary is definitely gonna be lit, man. It's definitely
It's gonna
gonna
be
be
a
lit.
banger.
You
It's
know,
about to be a banger.
it's gonna
Oh,
be
what a year for that. Oh my God.
a lot of cliffhangers, man. A lot of cliffhangers. So we're gonna start off with the beard, and because I know he's eager to speak on the whole situation. We had to do that, man. Obviously, the transfer window didn't go as planned. I thought we were gonna obviously. I thought we all were gonna. Thought we were gonna get a striker, a forward, a centre midfielder potentially,
Mm.
and we didn't get anyone really. I mean, we got what's his
Well,
name?
we got a
Austin
sense.
Trusty.
Yep,
Yeah,
Trust
Austin
me, yeah.
Trusty. Who's due
and a
to join
goalkeeper
us.
for
Yeah, was it
July, I
Matt
think.
Turner?
Yeah,
Turner, yeah.
Yeah, they're all
yeah.
due to join us next season. I think Austin's due to go out on loan. We'll talk about that later. But Nabe, in terms of the transfer window, who would you say is to blame for what I can call a disaster? Is it Arteta's fault? Is it Edu? Is it Richard Garlick? Is it the board? Who's to
Um,
blame?
Uh, all right, let me just try to word this in the most positive way. Look, at the end of the day, we're all sitting here and none of us are surprised. Let's just be real, we're not surprised. I'm not going to come up and say that we told you so, but January was a chance to kind of push on and say, you know what, we really have got a good chance. This is our best chance in top four since obviously Emery missed out by a point. And we can point out different things. So if okay, it's a young squad, let's add to it. We basically wasted the whole of January flirting with a man who had no intention of coming to Arsenal. You know, he didn't. Basically, look, this is what we've done. We've wasted the whole month on Vlahovic, the blog pages, everybody, and look, he wanted to go to
Same
Juventus.
thing we done in the
No,
summer with Locatelli, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, not
same
yeah.
team
So
as well,
basically, this is
Juventus.
what Juventus seem to be doing. No plan B. Plan B. What's going on? It's been embarrassing for us. I think this is probably, one of our worst weekends personally as an Arsenal fan. Isaac is coming on holiday to go Selfridges. You got Arsenal fans taking pictures of his number plate,
It's
saying that
embarrassing,
he's
bro.
already signed. No, that is pretty embarrassing. So it literally was a last day scramble. But before I go on, I think January just goes to show that, and I'm being deadly serious here. This is the first time I've not actually recognized the club that I love. And I'm talking about the whole, from the way it's been run, and even how the fans, this is the most toxic I've ever seen it.
Mm.
Because, well, bro, the way it's been run, it seems that the whole January was about the priority is don't bring in a striker, don't bring in a midfield player. What we need to do is cut our nose off the spider face and get rid of people on free. 18-month striker. That's what it seems like the priority for me. And I'm like, hold on, don't you want to bring people in? No, my priority is getting rid, get rid, get rid, get rid. And that's
But
how it felt to me.
you mentioned that you expected this, and we all
Yeah.
expected it. I'll be honest with you. I didn't expect this. I really did think that we were going to get a striker at least, and as a bonus, we were going to get a centre midfielder. And I think we did honestly go in for a centre midfielder and a striker, but it didn't quite happen. So I didn't. I think I agree with you with the fact that we didn't have a plan B, which is astonishing for me to be honest. But I can't agree with you. I can't think I expected this, but it was a bit of a disaster.
We've got a plan B. We're going in though, JR. We're going in now. We're fighting to get rid of a striker who is out of form, but he's given me some of my best memories at the Emirates. He's on 18 months, he's going away for free. And the two strikers that we're relying on are two people who have not committed their future to Arsenal Football Club. And I've got about 4 goals between them. So I'm going to sit back in this podcast and I want to get some common sense, because you're saying that Aubameyang's finished and, you know, he's come late and whatever disciplinary reasons. I think we know from Sunday there's bad players and there's bad players, if you know what I mean. Man United players like that. You got some bad professional football players, and I know Aubameyang is nowhere near there. But we're going in there with 2 strikers who contract is up in the summer. This is who we're going in, forward planning. Does that look like it's planning? Doesn't look like it's to me.
Do you know what? I'm going to play devil's advocate here, and I'm going to ask Marcelo from Wenger's house. Obviously, in the summer, we were top spenders, I think, throughout Europe, to be fair. So we spent a lot of money in the summer. Is there the argument to say that we need to balance the books in January and kind of get rid of a lot of players, and therefore the priority wasn't to get players in? Or am I completely wrong with this argument?
Nah, I mean, I think realistically, I think both should have happened. Yeah. I think we should have been balancing the books years ago. I think what we're doing now is something that should have already been started a while ago. Kolasinac has not been at the level, I mean, basically since the first season he played for us. Chambers has not been at the level. You know, a bunch of these guys that we've let go haven't been at the level. So I think we've been late in getting that done. And so I'm happy to see that happen. But it's a crazy gamble we're taking by assuming that the squad we have right now is strong enough to get us top 4. And I don't think it's strong enough right now to get us top 4. I mean, even before the guys that left, I didn't think it was quite strong enough. But like we said already, you know, Lacazette and Nketiah are not lethal strikers. They never have been for us. And they're going to be gone in June. They're leaving, both of them. So I think however you interpret it, it is kind of a statement by the board saying we're okay with finishing top 6 because top 4, we don't care that much about top 4 right now. I think that's a correct interpretation, but I'm also very happy that we're balancing the books, because we should have let these guys go a while ago. And at least if I am going to try to drag out one small thing we can hold on to, it is that we can now buy big guys in the summer because we haven't had the wages to do that. However, that is assuming that we trust Edu to get that job done. And I do not fully trust Edu to bring in those names. So I'll stop there for now, because like there's so much shit, there's so much we could be unpacking. So, you know, we'll get there.
And also, one is about trusting Edu. And also, if we don't get top 4, top 5 within those European positions, to attract those top players is going to be very difficult. So we put ourselves in a difficult situation, not getting those, you know, that big striker that's going to get us the goals to finish off the season. You know, we've got like, 17 games left to go or something like that. So there's a long while to go. I mean, Kerr, what's your thoughts on this, man? Who's to blame, man? Who's to blame in this situation? Mate, I've heard Edu's name being called out a few times. Is it Edu? Would you put Arteta into this, or would you keep him out of this?
I think you have to put, as much as obviously it's Edu's job in terms of, you know, getting a lot of these deals done and things like that, I think you have to bring Arteta into it, just because, right, if you're a manager, and just from what I gather, like from the last few dealings and whatever, it seems like Arteta's their guy in it. Like they do things that he wants in it. Like, so even down to like the Aubameyang thing, that was done because Arteta said, yeah, I don't care, let him go. Like that was his decision, I believe, personally. Like I feel like and I feel like that with a lot of the players that left, because like my friend at the top there pointed out earlier,
Marcelo,
Marcelo, sorry. Like this was a process that was needing to be done from years and years and years ago. But the fact of the matter is that it seems very drastic now. And I think like the reason why we're all up in arms is because the timing of it. Because if that had happened in the summer, none of us would have said anything. Any of those players leaving in the summer, none of us would have batted an eyelid. We'd have all said, all right, cool. Now where we going from here? But the problem is that we're also in a position that none of us thought we was going to be in at this point in the season, which is in with a chance of top 4 right now. So it's a bit so it's a bit like, why would you then? We're in a position where we never thought we would be in, and instead of doubling down and saying, do you know what? Let's back the guy and give him the best possible, opportunity of getting in the place where we want to be. I feel like they've just said, okay, yeah, let's clear the decks, but then left us short. So in essence, we're kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, because not even a lot of those players would have played a lot of minutes, let's be honest. But just things like how quickly we let go Ainsley Maitland-Niles, for example, in the window, when we knew a midfield was probably the weakest position that we have in terms of for numbers and quality, let's be honest. And then we all knew that Partey and Elneny were going to be in AFCON, so we couldn't rely on those, which left Xhaka, Sambi and Maitland-Niles. You then let Maitland-Niles go the first day of the window, so now that leaves you with 2 fit senior midfielders. So when that happened, initially I wasn't bothered by it, because that, to me, when that happened, I thought that signaled, well, something must be happening. Yeah, something in the background must be happening. So that's why I kind of kept my cool a little bit. But then as the window started going past and going, I started thinking, we're not actually going to do anything here, and it kind of proved right. But I never thought, even right till the very end, I was sitting there thinking, no, they can't be doing this to us. They can't be doing
it. It got to probably 10 p.m. and I was thinking, nah, you know what, we're going to get a last minute announcement that Arsenal are going to do something. And then the realization that we're actually not going to do anything at all, it was flabbergasting, to be quite honest. But
JR,
go on.
So I said this on the last one as well. Like, I know you were saying that, we kind of, it didn't expect for us to be in top 4. I did expect us to be fighting for top 4 from the beginning of the season. I said this. No, of course.
I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to check the video playback, bro.
Check it. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because you guys know my feelings. The way
fighting for it, or did you think it was realistic? Because at the beginning of the season, with the 4 teams that were, that everyone was saying were nailed on.
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember this guy saying.
No.
I don't remember many people saying we were in with a chance for top 4 this season.
Exactly. Let me laugh. And we probably didn't have a chance. But I'm not into excuses. I've seen 2 8th place finishes. Yeah. Remember, all this, we're getting excited. Like, yeah, we're in with the top 4. Remember, I told you guys, and I keep repeating this, we're not in Europe for the first time in 25 years. Now, we put Emery under pressure, said that he wasn't fit for purpose. He finished 5th with a point off top 4, yeah? He took us to a European final. We were playing Europa League. I think that's the most comfortable European football I've seen for years. He was sacked. Arsenal fans weren't giving him the time of day. Arsene Wenger, 5th, 6th, not great in all of these years there. This guy's not playing in a European football. I'm not hearing anything. From the beginning of the season, yes, there are teams that are better than us and better equipped to get top 4. But I thought you have finished in the lowest position for Arsenal. We're not in Europe for the first time in 25 years. That, for me, it's like, you know what? You got to get us in top 4. Because what's your excuse now?
But we was also a bit of a banter club, though, weren't we, at the beginning of the season? Because no one was rating our window. No one was rating our window. Not even a lot of our own fans were rating our transfer window. It's only because of some of the performances and stuff that have transpired since that, a lot of the fans have got round and said, oh, Ramsdale, cool. When we first signed him, we was all going, what we doing? What we doing? Ben White, 50 mil, what we doing? Who's Tomiyasu?
These are players they brought in, to be fair.
And Tom White, I mean, okay, White, 50 mil. Are you guys saying that's money well spent?
Do you know what? I think we got to give him a chance, to be quite honest. He hasn't
it's even all about the
I never expected him to be someone that was going to start off being a superstar, if I'm being honest. I thought he was always going to be someone that we bought with potential, with an eye that he could be a mainstay and a future star in our team.
Yeah.
But I never expected him to be from
I still
the
think that, to be
get-go
fair.
a
I don't
50
think
million pound player. But I think he's got the potential to be worth it by the end of his career at Arsenal. Definitely.
And let me just point out as well with Emery as well. You know, fair enough, we can big up Emery and what he did, but he never brought any cups to the team. And also as well, like, yes, he got us to a European final. We were shocking, but also the football we were playing under Emery. I remember teams going straight through our midfield, going straight to our defense and just peppering us. At least we've got more structure, I would argue, with the likes of Tomiyasu. Gabriel's obviously playing alongside Ben White and Tierney as well. I think there's more structure in the back line and Ramsdale as well.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But remember, you're saying there's more structure. We spent 130 million. He got backed in the summer. I'm not saying that Emery was a pure success here, but what I'm noticing Arsenal fans doing is moving the goalposts for Arteta.
But
when's the last time Wenger
I don't even know if he's moving the goalposts for Arteta though, Naber.
What did Naber say? What did Naber say? What did he say? Sorry, bro, go on.
No, because what I'm saying is that why is the goalpost being moved? You're talking about this one summer last year that everybody's saying, "Oh my God, I didn't think it was going to work out." He's got back. He's been backed. Aubameyang wants out. He's gone. Guendouzi, you've ostracized him. You got Saliba, you've thrown him away. You've been given 130 or 40 million to be spent, and you guys are trying to compare with Emery. Apparently, Emery's the weaker manager, but we finished the point of top 4. Have you seen the team that he's done that with?
Yeah, but you know what? Firstly, what I would say is that the season's not finished yet. Like, also as well, I would look at the players. We're still in. It's not like we're out of the top 4 challenge. You know, it's going to be difficult. It's not like we're out of it. Also, we look at the players that we got rid of. So Maitland-Niles, I think he played 2 games this season. Callum Chambers.
He's supposed to go to Wolves for 20 mil.
Okay, yeah, we didn't get the. I agree, we're not getting the money.
Take that money.
But yeah, we didn't. Okay. We didn't get the money for Chambers. Callum Chambers. How many games has he played this season? You know, not more than 3, I would say. Who else have we got rid of? These players have been fringe players. Even Aubameyang, I would say his last goal was on October the 22nd against Aston Villa. You know, the last 6 matches that Aubameyang has featured in, after that, he's done. He hasn't scored, but also, let's be honest, he's been poor. He's been very, very poor. Is there the argument, Marcelo? Correct me if I'm wrong. In terms of, you know, we've seen that it was a difficult transfer window. So could we say that, yes, obviously we were in there for a striker. The striker that we wanted, we didn't get. But instead of, you know, we've seen in the past, we've got Dennis Suarez, we've got, what's his name? Kim Kallstrom. We've got Wellington Silva, the guy who ate all the pizzas in these January windows.
Andre Santos.
There you go. They haven't done anything. Is there the argument then that instead of getting rubbish, you know, we balanced the books and we didn't get who we wanted to get. And unfortunately, we have to wait to the summer. But rather than buy rubbish and have to wait to get rid of them again, we thought, you know what, we'll wait till the summer.
Yeah, I mean, look, overall, that's how I feel. I'll start by saying, though, that I am very frustrated, too, that we didn't immediately bring in somebody who could give us at least some depth. But what I am seeing, and again, next summer will tell us if this is actually true, but I feel like we're seeing an Arsenal that's finally not making these rash decisions that we've made for almost a decade now. The Andre Santos signing was in 2011. He's one of our worst players ever, if we're just being blunt. So I feel like what we're seeing is it hurts and it's hard to like accept it because we now see ourselves in a position where we really could finish top 4, but we're finally not just throwing the money just because we feel like we have to. And if we finish top 6, remember, we got Partey and Gabriel with Europa League, and we got Ødegaard with no Europe at all. So if we get back in the Europa League, we now have millions more in wages by 1, clearing the wage bill, 2, not, you know, buying Isak for way too much. He's not worth 75 mil. So I think we should have brought somebody in, at least a striker and a center midfielder on loan, but we didn't. And if we don't finish in top 6, then it's a catastrophe. It's absolute shambles. But I think as long as we're back in Europe, I think long-term thinking-wise, I think it'll end up being way less of a horrible window than we all felt it was up until 11 p.m. And I know for some that's being too optimistic, but I am seeing Arsenal stop being so like impulsive. And I feel like that's something we've been, guilty of doing for way too long now. Even going back to Wenger, I have a whole page named after this dude. But, he kind of fell off in his decision-making, both in the window and from the touchline in the last few years a bit. So I think we're turning it around from a business standpoint. But again, next summer will really tell us if that's true or not. So we got to see what happens.
And I that's good points made there. And I just want to share this with you guys. I'm hoping this will add a bit of perspective. The Bear, you can talk on this one. It's basically showing the incomings in terms of loans or permanent signings for each football team in the Premiership. So really and truly, you can see the big spenders in terms of loans and permanent signings were Aston Villa, Everton, Newcastle, Watford. Outside of that, you look at the likes of Chelsea, one permanent incoming, no loans. The big five, so to speak. Man City as well, one player brought in. Man United, they didn't bring in anyone. So does that bring, in terms of January, does that kind of bring perspective in terms of, there wasn't many signings that took place. So how can we be too harsh on Arsenal?
Nah. Like, guys,
a lot of those 5 squads you just said, yeah. Them squads there are fully padded, mate, with 2 players in every position. A lot of them teams there, yeah. We're not in that position right now, so that's why we have to. That's why we had to spend 150 million in the summer more than anyone else in Europe, because we're on a catch-up job.
Yeah,
we're playing catch-up.
I'm glad.
So we can't match what the people above us are doing and expect us to then improve dramatically more than them. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. No,
what's so interesting? Listen, look, Ken, I'm backing you on that 100%. We're trying to catch up. The thing is, I love how Arsenal. This is what I said. I think this is it's fascinating to see the fan base. But one thing I'm going to say, and if it sticks and you're offended by it, that's your business, is delusion. We are, no, there's no question about that.
I feel targeted there, I feel targeted.
No,
I ain't gonna lie.
If it sticks, it sticks.
Bro.
Do you know what's so interesting is we're talking about, Chelsea didn't do anything and Manchester United didn't do anything, and these guys have been consistent. Yeah, people are going to throw that they've got more money than us and stuff. Manchester United, this is probably their worst team I've seen in years. Maybe after when Moyes just came and everybody wanted to go. They're always making Champions League. Like Arsenal, we're not that team anymore. You guys are backing this guy. It's 2 8th place finishes. I think we really need to wake up, because you lot are waiting for, let's wait for the summer again. And what are you seeing? Honestly, what are you actually seeing? Because this 4th place that we're fighting for, and look, I told you, if we make 4th, I'll be over the moon. But this 4th place that we're fighting for, it is not as clear cut as everyone's saying. Yeah, you know what, we've worked hard. We're not in Europe. We play the less games. We've got more time to replenish ourselves. So where are you saying that I can see improvements? Where?
I would say certainly in terms of, for me personally, in terms of our back line, I see
that one. I'll give you
a strong back line. In
Midfield?
Terms of midfield, I think Partey's been not the best, to be fair. I think Odegaard's he's a good player, man. He's been getting consistent. You got the likes of ESR, they're stepping up. I think, do you know what? I think personally, our back line and our midfield are not too bad. I think our weakness is up front. Our real weakness is up front, if I'm honest with you. Lacazette, I was saying the other day, like, he looks like he plays 5-a-side football with his guys. Like, on a Wednesday. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's got the belly to go with it. To be, I don't think he's really got. I respect him. I love Lacazette. He always gives his heart. I don't think he's that player anymore. He's not consistent with the goals, but he does bring an all-round team game, which Aubameyang didn't obviously bring. So I respect that. But yeah, if he gets injured, anything happens to him, to Aubameyang.
Do you prefer that? No. Do you prefer a guy that works hard, or do you prefer a guy that is probably been one of our most prolific strikers?
Do you know
in
what?
The Emirates era? And he's off form. I'm not messing about. He is off form. But I think it's not simple that he's just signed the contract. I think maybe it could even be the tactics. It could be the manager. Players get upset. Players do sulk. I would love to see all these great players that we've had. Ozil, Henry, Ian Wright. These people actually had personalities and were actually a little bit more boisterous. I wonder how Arteta would have managed those personalities. Management is where we're at the moment. It's poor.
We're talking about the man management and the Aubameyang situation. But I kind of feel that personally, it's going to sound strange, but I don't agree that we've got enough fire impact up front. But I think I do prefer a guy with all-round play. I think the game slightly changed. I mean, if we look at like the world scene, compare it to back in the day, I would argue that there's not many out-and-out strikers like there were back in the day. I think the game's completely changed, to be quite honest. And I think Arteta is trying to, we saw him in Europe try to implement that in terms of, play the false line. He couldn't do it. But I think he's moving towards that. We look at our top scorer, it's Emile Smith-Rowe. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not an actual striker. So the game's changing. So
But do you think, though, that would still be the case if Aubameyang was actually finishing his dinner at the beginning of the season?
Do you know what?
Because there was a lot of chances that he had on a plate this season, that he just wasn't putting away. I agree.
But you know what as well? In terms of, I think we play better football. If he was putting the goals away, we still play better football without him anyway.
Yes. Yeah, we do play. Yeah, I agree.
Yes. And I prefer to play better as a team than have a guy who was... Aubameyang, respect to him, he was prolific and he was a bad boy striker. Yeah, but 100%. I like the way we're playing without him, if I'm honest with you. Can I just check something before you say?
That's why many of his better performances come from the left anyway. They didn't actually come playing up front. A lot of his best performances for Arsenal.
Yeah. Has it come on the screen? Can I say? Can you just see us on the screen?
Yeah, it's just us.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. Go on. What were you going to say?
No, because I was saying I'm a bit negative today, but I'm just putting things into perspective. I think it's the best way.
Usually you're always positive in the bed. That's the thing, man.
All right,
but we'll let you off after the transfer window we've just had.
Okay, listen, bar the West Ham game at home, our best performances, I would say, away at Leicester. I thought that was very good. I thought, okay, what's going on here? And against Spurs, but what other games that Aubameyang didn't play that, we gave fantastic performances?
Man City.
Man City, yeah.
Well, we lost.
Man City was flat. It was, but we lost because we had Granit Xhaka in our side still.
Yeah. West Ham nicely as well.
Oh, no, it went a bit funny. Sorry. We lost because of what at home? What happened?
What about Villarreal? Sorry, what about Leicester as well? I thought that was a good game.
He said Leicester. He
played.
Oh, okay, yeah, he played. Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Oh, he did play, yeah.
Yeah, the West Ham game. Who? Hang on, Aubameyang, yeah?
Are you guys not concerned, though, that we're playing Manchester City at home? I've supported Arsenal since 1986, yeah? I've seen the 80s Liverpool. Now, everybody's getting excited about Man City now, and I can't question that. But this Liverpool weren't playing games. Like, they were winning European Cups, coming back, winning European Cups consistently. Arsenal have always, what I love about us is that whether you're the champions or not, whether it is Man United in their pomp or not, you've got to get a win here. That Man City game, what positive have you really taken from that, guys? Honestly, from that game, that if we're serious about getting in, no. If we're serious about getting into the top four, and this guy's been here for 2.5 years, I want to see that one performance. Apart from that, in the 2.5 years against Manchester City, I haven't seen anything. I thought at least at home, don't draw. or at least get a scalp from one of the top 4. That's what I'm looking for as well. Yeah, you can beat teams around you, but sometimes when I'm seeing a team moving forward, I'm thinking, okay, all right.
This beef.
It's about, for me, it's about the context. Honestly, the main thing for me is context in terms of what the squad was that we put out. I had to pull up the lineup because I forgot exactly what our starting 11 was. So our back 5 being Ramsdale, Tommy, White, Gabriel, Tierney. 3 of those 5 guys, they are 6 months into playing together. No, actually, they're 4 months into playing together. At that time, they were. And then you have as well Martinelli, Saka, Odegaard. So half of this squad has only been playing together for a few months against what has been arguably the best team in Europe for the last few years. Yeah. So they are easily one of them.
Come on.
No. You said one. I did say the best. Yeah, one.
They do choke in Europe. Yeah. I think that's a Pep Guardiola thing. I don't know what that's about. But the thing is, like, I'm trying to imagine us in a few years' time, given how young we are and how quickly this team has gelled in relative terms. Because again, when you think about how young, how inexperienced Arteta is, I don't buy the whole 2/8 place finishes thing. Emery literally left us in Titanic mode. We were straight sinking, bro. Like, we were shit. We were so shit. And so, are you gonna tell Watford registered 35 shots?
You get getting battered by everyone.
Okay, if you're getting battered by everybody, the league doesn't lie, though, does it?
No, right, but no.
The top teams. This is why we're falling off. We're way off. Listen, Arsenal and the fans, way off. Mid-table club mentality. The league don't lie. It doesn't lie. If you want to, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I'm not saying Emery was a great manager. We didn't have some bad times. But the league doesn't lie. You could put as much context as you want behind it. 8th place for Arsenal Football Club is unacceptable because you've got to do better than the guy that was here before. Apparently, if Emery's so bad, finish above Emery. Finish in a higher position.
Yeah, but that wasn't his team. He's now got rid of half of those players. And now
he's Emery's team. Was that Emery's team? Was that Emery's team?
It was more Emery's team than Arteta's team.
No, Wenger has been there for 25 years.
A lot of those players were Wenger's players, to be fair.
Of course they have.
But it was more Emery's team than Arteta's team. Do you know what I'm saying? Now he's actually implementing Arteta's team. He's got rid of all the players that were part of Emery's team, to be fair, apart from the ones that he liked.
When we've got no European football as well. So this is his team now. Then let's make top 4. There's no excuses for me. This is your team. You ain't got no European football. Let's make top 4 then. Let's see what you're made of.
Kerr, where do you think, with this team now, obviously transfer window's closed, where do you think we can finish?
Sorry, you're going to have to repeat the question, JR, man, because I was still processing the beer, man.
Yeah. He's on fire today, isn't it? He's on fire today,
bro, he's just not having none of it, bro. He's not having a bar of it today.
Now, what I was saying, with obviously the transfer window closing, we've got the squads who we've got now. Where can you see this team finishing? What can we get?
There's 2 ways. I think there's 2 ways we can look at it, right? Because I feel like there was things at the beginning of the season that we had to put into some sort of context, i.e., we had a lot of players thrown together at once, like I've mentioned on previous podcasts. You know, like they were all kind of thrown together. So they had to gel, dealing with that, obviously getting rid of a lot of players, bringing new players in. So I just feel like we're in a position now where they've been playing together a little bit more. I feel like since the beginning of the season, I feel like we started the season with not really having a pattern of play. Going into it saying, I can't really see what we're trying to do. We're a little bit more solid, but not really any real patterns of play or anything like that. Yeah. I feel like as the season's progressed, we've started to see more of a pattern of play. You can see what what players are being asked to do in matches and stuff. You're starting to see a little bit more fluidity with, your likes of Saka with Tomiyasu. You're seeing partnerships. You got Tierney and Martinelli now on the left-hand side. We're starting to see some things blossoming around the team. So I'm hoping that the team that have got us to this point so far is the team that we've still got. No player really that's left is really a major contributor to getting us to where we are at the moment. So I can only hope that going forward for the rest of the season, and I don't know if it's more hope than expectation, that we're going to continue to improve, hopefully.
Give me a position, big man. Give me a position. Where are we finishing? What would you go for if you were a betting man?
See, I'd love to say fourth, innit? I really would. I'd love to say fourth. But I feel like where we did have such a big clear out in January, I feel like and didn't bring anybody in to give not even just the fans a lift, the players in the squad a lift as well. Because, you know, as players, when you get somebody come into your squad and whatever, it gives you a boost, innit? And just like it would have done for our fans. And I feel like if we'd have done that, I think that would have given us a very good boost trying to push us on for top four. But I feel like we were a bit short and we didn't get that boost and everyone's a bit deflated. The feeling around the club's a bit low at the minute, etc. I feel like fifth.
Yeah,
I feel like we're going to probably just miss out.
I would agree with that. I want to ask both Marcelo and the Bear as well. Where do you guys think we would finish? We start with Marcelo.
I'm gonna go with fifth too. I also agree that, you know, if we had signed somebody, it would have, you know, raised the standard a bit and given us a little kick to push us a little further. But I think I would have said fifth either way. But in all honesty, after what happened with Mason Greenwood, I think that's going to have that squad fucked up for a while. I think that's going to have hit them really hard. And they've also just looked pretty average for a lot of this season. So I think that we'll finish above Man U, but it hurts to say, I do think that Conte is going to be
mate. But if you look at their squad, go on.
It's not about the squad, man. Yeah, best managers in the world. Like, I don't really rate their squad at all. Bar,
it's not that great.
A couple guys, but it's about the manager. And so I think, given that Conte is one of the best in the world, I think this will be the last season where Spurs finish above us for the next decade. I'm gonna say it right now.
Okay, you heard it here first. Bear, I want to hear your prediction, and also in the summer, you know, because you're gonna still be supporting Arsenal in the summer. We hope, Nabil. What
somewhere in the good old days.
You're gonna go on loan?
Where are we gonna finish?
You're gonna go on loan?
I'm not even wearing the Adidas top, man. Like, look, these are the old days. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, if you ain't got your receipt, you can't get your money back. But yeah, where are we gonna finish? And also, who would you get in the summer in terms of a striker? Who would you go for?
I thought you said manager. Oh, sorry.
No, we're not going there yet, man. Come on, positivity.
We're gonna. No, I'm being positive, but realistic. We're gonna finish, I would say, about sixth best.
Okay.
Now, the Man United comment, wild. They haven't been great. There's no two ways about them. But they've got Cristiano Ronaldo, someone who will guarantee you goals, even if you're playing shit. He's a match winner. That's what you have. You have a talisman at your club, and there's no one better for me. So they've got that. This Kulusevski, who is signed, the Swedish winger from Juventus. This was another one apparently we were flirting with. He's actually a very good player. So I'm hoping it just doesn't work out because they've acted a defensive midfield. Look at what's happened. This is what we kind of needed. We needed a striker. They've added a winger because, you know, it's always going to be Kane. Son is coming back. You guys forgot that he's out. He's coming back now and he loves a goal. So they're going to add another winger and they've added a DM there. They've had enough of looking at Højbjerg and, you know, the other fella. They've actually done something. So Tottenham will, unfortunately, I mean, the manager with Conte, he's one of the best coaches out there. Not for me personally, I don't put him as elite. I've had arguments in other group chats. He's very, very good. So they have actually got a better coach. So I think we'll finish sixth. What I'm concerned at, though, is you guys were making plans for the summer. Like, I'm really concerned with the young players that we've got, and if they are going to sign long-term deals, because I remember when we were finishing top 4, flirting in the Champions
likes
League,
of who,
and
though?
we had but we had Robin van Persie, who when Man United came calling, he had to make that decision. Now you lot are enjoying 6th place. Yeah, we'll wait till next summer. Wait. That's no Champions League football. Now you're also watching how Aubameyang, whether you like him or not, he was one, if not the most popular player for the young players. They loved him. You saw when we won the FA Cup. Even Saka was saying he's the GOAT. Now, if I'm looking at Arteta and thinking, am I going to sign a long-term deal? Because I've seen the passer that you've caused with Oba. Plus, I'm not playing Champions League football. Are these guys going to sign? You guys ain't even concerned about that. We were
wait.
We were losing.
I see it the polar opposite way, bro.
But
I think it's the polar opposite. If I'm Saka and I see my manager ousting our former captain and highest paid player, I'm like, yo, this guy doesn't fuck around.
Yeah.
I respect him. Yeah. And I'm going to play for him because clearly he doesn't take any shit. Yeah. I would love to have a manager that just cuts you out if you have repeated discipline problems like that. I think that that's going to motivate them to like hold their place in the team. And the last thing before I let y'all go is like the Van Persie, the Fabregases, all those guys that left, it's because we didn't show any ambition for way too long. So if over the
okay,
come on.
Last summer was a sign of ambition. This January, if we finish in a European position, to me, that's us being smart and not impulsive. If we go big next summer and spend another 150, that to me is ambitious. And I don't think that they would leave if
talk it up, Marcelo.
That we're going to spend that money. I'm not worried about Saka and Smith Rowe. Martinelli, I could see Barcelona tempting him or something, but as long as we hold that standard and we buy big, I'm not worried about them leaving. I'm not.
But also, Naber, you mentioned Aubameyang. We really don't know what happened in that situation. Obviously, we're thinking it was because he turned up late. I've heard rumors that there was an altercation with him and Arteta. We don't know what happened, so if we look at the situation with Aubameyang and he's done something completely disrespectful, if he did get up in Arteta's face and, like as a manager, I'm not taking that. You're gone. Because what that shows is if you can do that to me, then any player or any person can step up in my face and make me look like an idiot. That's not happening. You got to go. If it's just turning up late, then I understand. Yeah, that seems a bit harsh, but I don't think it was that. I think there was a bit more, and I think there was a consistency with which was going wrong, So we can't really judge the Aubameyang situation.
Listen, guys, you got to remember, we're going to go to challenging the top 4. Apparently, we're going to be challenging there with 2 first-team centre-backs. So if Ben White is, guys, I'm coming back on this podcast with you guys, and honestly, I'm just letting you line yourself up, and then I'm coming for you later in about a month or 2 months' time. So if Ben White gets in, who comes in? Who comes in?
With Ben White holding.
Yeah. So you got Saliba. Yeah, we paid 29 million for. No,
yeah, I agree. For next season, he should.
Okay. For next season.
Yeah. He should be back in. I would bring him back in, definitely.
And Guendouzi, this is another one that's been ostracized again now. So it seems that if you've got a little bit of a personality with Arteta, you're out.
All right, check this then. Check this situation, yeah. So we've got the Greenwood situation, yeah. Mason Greenwood situation. Now, wait. Yeah. I'm not saying that Aubameyang situation is as drastic as that, because obviously it wasn't that, yeah. But we've got a situation, what I'm trying to say, that is completely wrong, yeah. And also the players around me will be looking at me to think that I need to make a decision. We don't know what happened. We know what happened in the Mason Greenwood situation. And therefore, I hope everyone's saying, do you know what? He can't be included going forward if that is the case, if he's proven guilty, yeah? In the Aubameyang situation, if he's done something that is disrespectful to the squad or Arteta, then sometimes it's better getting rid of those type of players moving forward as a team. Yeah, because it could be detrimental moving forward.
No, but you know what, guys? This ain't
it's not Mason Greenwood situation.
This ain't 1994 where you can get cups and be screaming in people's face and be a disciplinarian. It doesn't work in modern day football. Everybody knows that. Now, I just look at the club who have overtaken us in London, not in league titles and FA Cups, but, you know, 2 Champions Leagues and, you know, 5 Premier Leagues or whatever, and it's burning them. Now, I look at Lukaku has publicly, you lot are speculating, oh, Aubameyang could have punched him in his face. Aubameyang could have done this and that. It would have come out. Now, Lukaku has gone on Italian television.
It hasn't come out, though.
No, is he just moving mad?
Yeah,
like, man's talking about, I want to come back. And this is a £100 million striker. Publicly, this is the difference, though. Man management and just getting on with your asset. Publicly, Tuchel's come on and said, look, it's not helping the squad what he's doing. Everybody's thinking he's gone. 24 hours later, you come on Chelsea TV, you apologise for what you've done. I reintegrate you into that.
But he hasn't done nothing since, though, bro.
Do you not think, though, that Arteta, if he was given the opportunity, because I think like what JR said, I feel like it's a situation where we don't know everything that's gone on. Because I feel like, how do we know that we're in a situation, that Arteta's gone to Aubameyang, look, the disciplinary thing, because of the madness and whatever, you're captain, you're not setting the example I want, so I want to take the armband off you. I'm happy for you to stay in this squad, and I want you to, work your way back in, and do the best you can and whatever, and still be a vital part of this team or whatever. And that's what I mean, it's all speculation. For all we know, Aubameyang could have turned around and said, listen, you ain't dissing me like that. You ain't embarrassing me, stripping me of the captaincy and whatever, and then expecting me to be all pally and one of thingy in the team or whatever. So he could have thrown his toys out, told Arteta to fuck himself, basically, and whatever. From that point, then, so we don't know. Like, Aubameyang could have thingied the bridge. Do you know what I mean? Severed the bridge and said, basically, there's no way back for me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not being part of this after the way you've treated me. So then Arteta wouldn't have that opportunity to turn around and be able to say, put his arms around him. But Lukaku, he's come out on national TV, gone and done a madness or whatever, like you said, but then has come back and humbled himself. That's the difference. And we know he's humbled himself because he's publicly come out, apologized to the fans, to the manager, everything else. So then it allowed Tommy to turn around and say, okay, let me reintegrate him back into the team. Whereas Aubameyang, we don't know exactly what was said there, but why he wasn't. And the reason how he's just been shipped off free to Barcelona, I think shows that it might have been a little bit more on Aubameyang's behalf than it was Arteta's.
Yeah.
The other thing real quick is, like, if we're talking about the comparison between the two situations, the only other thing I'll say, and I know you feel like it's just excuse after excuse, but hear me out. It's a different conversation. Okay, hold on.
We're firefighting for the beer here.
Word. Tuchel, right? He just won a Champions League. He's been one of the better, not best, better managers in Europe for a while, right? He has power. Arteta has almost no power yet. So we can have a conversation about the ambitions of our board, but if you as a rookie manager with the youngest squad in the Premier League, if you let this guy walk all over you, the highest paid player, if you just let this dude do whatever he's doing, I don't even think it was anything that dramatic. I just think Alba showed up late like 10 times and Arteta was like, bro, what are you doing? I don't think it was anything crazy. But if you as a rookie manager let that happen, you lose all credibility. So Tuchel can say, you know what, it's all good. Like, welcome back. We're still winning games without you. But Arteta can't let that go because he won't have any leverage with these young guys. And that's when I would see guys like Saka, Smith Rowe being like, I don't know if this guy has the conviction.
I agree.
To build a real squad. So, like, I think that Tuchel just has more liberty there because he's earned that power. You could say that our board's not ambitious enough and should have sacked Arteta a year ago, and that's a totally different argument. And, but I'm not worried. I completely support Arteta on the situation. Alba had to leave Dortmund because of the same thing. Barca just put a clause in Alba's contract that they could release him for indiscipline. If Barca puts a clause in his contract that they can let him go for discipline, does that not tell you what kind of player Alba is?
No, facts. And look at who they've got. Traore, Arteta, and Aubameyang. Come on, this ain't the same Barcelona. I don't really rate those signings, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but we're in no position to be talking to Barca.
Yeah,
Guys,
true,
the thing is, if Arsenal fans, we're sinking and we're seeing other people sinking above us, and we don't understand we're near the bottom of the sea, and these guys are still closer to the boat.
We're not at the bottom of the sea.
So we're sinking. But listen, I don't want to spend too much on this other situation. But one thing I would say for Oba, this is what I'm trying to say. The fans very ungrateful. Oba, I'm not going to question his professionalism. If he's been late, that's fair enough. He's got the captaincy taken from him. It's humiliating. If I take and say you're not sleeping in your missus's bed anymore, you've been banished to your kids' room, and then you're in the kids' bed, you're not gonna go and say, do you know what, darling? I accept it all. You're gonna be listen, players at the end of the day, what is this nonsense? Players and managers always have tear-ups. But it's about how you build that. And I'm looking at this guy now. We've now got rid of this guy. I'm not going to jump on Aubameyang and say, yeah, he's right, and I'm going to back Arteta on this. I'm actually pretty sad that a player who is coming and actually, it went Arteta won us that FA Cup. It was actually Aubameyang. That's what I'm trying to say. The Arsenal fans, I think we deserve this. You look, have a bit more respect for Oba and question. No.
I do respect him. I respect what Oba's done, man. I do. He won us that FA Cup because he won us that semi-final as well. You know, single-handedly, 100%.
Listen, if it wasn't for Oba, this 8th place finish, this would have happened twice over. I can only tell you what would have happened. You guys are forgetting what a professional.
No, bro, you're acting like man don't like Oba, bro. Oba's my guy, bro. I'm just saying that in this situation, I just think in this situation it was a little bit different to the Lukaku one. That's all I was saying. Like, I just thought you couldn't really compare.
Let's look at Oba now. Oba now is not that guy no more. But respect to what he's done in the past. But outside of the indiscipline,
who's Laka and Nketiah? Who's Xhaka?
I've said it before.
We go through the whole.
Nketiah, I agree. Laka, we do play better as a team with him in it. We didn't play well with Aubameyang in the first 11. We didn't. But I don't want to dwell on
not as the main striker. When Oba's best performances for Arsenal were on the left. And it always was, and you always had Laka as your focal point. So even when they played together and they had the little purple patches, and we had when we was playing with Emery, them two were playing together and whatever. It was Aubameyang on the left, but you still had Laka's, presence of playing up front. But it's only because Arteta turned around now and decided, I only want to play one of you. He then started trying to play Aubameyang as the main striker, being that he is the more lethal goal threat of the two, which, and the captain, etc., highest paid player. It goes without saying. So we tried to play him, but obviously he hasn't been in form over the last year.
Wow. Well, Kurt, let me ask you, bro. First, I want to ask you, how crucial then is Pepe? Now, obviously, he hasn't been in the first 11 for a while now, but I think we can all agree we've got a thin squad. Do you see him as a crucial player? He scored 16 goals last season in all competitions. Is he someone that can help us get those goals up?
Pepe has always been a crucial player for me, like in terms of the just sheer talent, sheer ability on the pitch, the sheer ability to create something out of nothing, which we only have very limited amount of players in our team that we can turn around and say that. I think probably other than maybe Saka and ESR, not really many just make something happen out of nothing. In our team, whereas he's definitely one of them. If you're looking at where's a goal gonna come from, Pepe's one of them players that you look at and think that's an outlet. That's someone who can, contribute to being a match winner or whatever, whether it be assist, a goal, or whatever the case is. I do think. But then saying that, I didn't understand why he wasn't playing before he went to African nations. This is the thing. So I don't think
that's another guy.
Yeah. So and that was that's one of my biggest things with Arteta was how he's treated.
His man management needs improvement. I do agree in certain circumstances.
It definitely does. It definitely does.
I agree, but that's part of the process. Marcelo is fifth, and we're going to finish up shortly now. It's been a pleasure having you guys on the show. But is fifth, finishing fifth, is that a failure for this season?
Is that a what?
Is that a failure if we finish fifth this season?
No, it's not a failure. Look, I know we're Arsenal and we should be in the Champions League every year, and Europa League is not our level historically, and we don't want to be in Europa League. But I still think that if you compare our squad to the other big clubs in the Premier League, I still don't think we're at their level. And I'm not thinking about the previous seasons or any of that. If you look on paper, we're not there yet. We're just not there yet. So, yes, if we strengthen the squad in January, you could say fifth is a failure. But we didn't. So, whatever you think of that, that's where we're at now. And I think as long as we get back in Europe, we will have more money and more pull to sign new players. I don't think it's a failure. I still think a fourth place finish would be slightly overachieving if you compare our squad to other squads. And that's not, I promise, it's not me dropping the standards. It's just being realistic with how shit we've been for 5 years now. This goes back to Wenger. It's not Emery. It's not Arteta. Even with Wenger, we were falling off. So it's just an extended pattern that we're seeing. And if we finish in fifth, next season, if we don't finish in top four, you can ask some very big questions. But I think fifth would be progress.
Okay. I wanted to pick your brain as well. Obviously, we signed is it Austin Trusty? I don't know. Obviously, you're in America. Do you know anything about this guy, bro? Because I'll be honest,
the only thing I know is that he's on the club that Kroenke owns, and that smells so sketchy to me. It seems so sketchy to me, bro. I'm going to be honest. I don't really follow the MLS at all. The standard is nowhere near. Okay. I do know Matt Turner because he plays for the U.S. He's actually a solid keeper. He'll be good backup to Ramsdale.
Okay.
But Trusty, I couldn't tell you a word about him, man. I need to do my research, but I haven't really heard anything about him. It feels like a very random signing. So it feels pretty sketchy to me. I don't like it. But I'm not saying he's bad. It's very random to me. Too coincidental.
Yeah. No, I thought something was fishy there, to be quite honest. I had a mate, he was looking on Crab Stats. Shout out to Crab Stats. And apparently he's rated, I think it's 83rd out of 100 defenders in the MLS. So I don't know what's going on there in terms of stats. I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully we've seen something in his potential and, he's going to progress us forward. Obviously as well, we've got Gabriel on that left side of the centre-back position and Pablo Marie's gone out on loan. So I don't know what's going on there, but obviously
I think because Marie's leaving, I think Marie's going to be sold.
Yeah, but we're meant to be loaning out Austin Trusty further. So I don't know. Maybe he's married to the Kroenke's niece or something like that. It's a brigand. Sometimes you get those family brigands. It could be one of those. So. We'll see. Hopefully, it is a positive signing going forward. Obviously, Wolves next. I'm going to finish off by getting you guys predictions for that match. 10th of February, which is a Thursday. We're going to start off with Bear. Are we winning that match, bro?
Well, we haven't scored a goal in January, so
we
scored one goal. Sorry, we scored one. We scored one goal in January. It's gonna be tough, to be fair. I think I think we'll get a draw here. Honestly, I think we'll get a draw. If that, or we'll get beaten.
Innit? I'm not too confident.
Oh God!
Yeah,
I'm loving the positivity here, man.
No, I'm not feeling this game, bro. I hate playing Wolves, bro. I hate playing Wolves anyway, and they're playing well at the moment, and I swear we're away, innit?
We're away.
Listen, this could be very uncomfortable. This could be another one of them games where we're like, why am I watching this game, bro?
Yeah, no, facts. Marcelo, so what's the score then? We're losing,
0-0.
0-0. Marcelo, you going for a 0-0?
Because I just checked. Wolves have conceded the second least goals in the entire league. I don't see us
1-0 Wolves. After you've said that, 1-0 Wolves.
Oh gosh, we're gonna have difficulty scoring as well.
Yeah, 4-0 Arsenal.
There we go. That's the vibes right there.
Yeah, you guys
coming from the bear as well.
Nah, I'm joking. You guys, you know what? Yeah, it's all positivity. But
you can't even look at us. Look at him. He can't even look at us. I can't even look at you.
Disgusting.
You're disgusting.
Bro, I can't even.
I'm gonna go for the victory, man. I think it's an important match. I want to keep it positive. I'm gonna go. We done it against Leicester. We went there. We played them away. Everyone thought at that time that we weren't going to get the result. We did. I think we're going to do it again. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory away from home.
What?
Wild. I'm going on wild. Yeah, 2-0 victory away from home.
I'm going 1-0 Wolves.
1-0. Oh, bro. I never.
Yeah, and someone who has not scored for like 88 years. And as never played a minute of football. That's always Arsenal, isn't it? Oh, this guy's out of form. Don't worry about him.
Or a debutant or something. Like it'll be a debutant.
Yeah, no, for real.
Just plucked out the youth team.
For real. Listen, guys, it's been a pleasure, man. Marcelo, where can they find you? If they want to find more about what you're doing. I know you've been killing the Instagram.
Word, appreciate it, man. Yeah, you can find us on Wenger's House. That's it, just Wenger's House. We're not on Twitter yet, just on Instagram. Eventually we'll be on Twitter, but for now you can find us there on Instagram, just Wenger's House. Yeah.
Okay. Guys, is there anything else you want to promote or say? Let me know.
I just want Pepe, because obviously he's kind of back in the squad now, and obviously the new centre back. If you are friends with Aubameyang, just change his number on your phone to a girl's number, because if Arteta sees that anybody in the squad is talking to Aubameyang, they might be ostracized as well. So I'm just letting everybody know. Just pretend like you don't chat to Aubameyang. Yeah, just pretend, because if you do, wow.
Unless your name's Shaka, innit, and then you're blessed.
Right. Yeah. You're good.
Facts. Listen. I want to end it by saying big up Aubameyang. You've been a great player for us over the last few seasons, man. You know, without your goals, we would never have won that FA Cup. I just love your energy as well. Wakanda forever, man. We're gonna end it there. People, subscribe, like, follow us. Thank you all for being part of the show today. Until next time, peace.